Yao Yao Yao, Richie Rich here, creative peaceful consultant coming to you from Vietnam, and I just kind of explain my story and just kind of telling you about myself and what's going on and dealing with challenges and everything else, and trying to help people as well who really want to get out of their rut or get out of their, how can I put it, just change their situation. And like myself, I was in Canada and I decided to come to here. I've been doing this for a few years, and yeah, and then this year I have not gone back. And it was funny because when I normally come over here, this is my fourth time back to Vietnam, but I normally stayed for 6 months, but this time when I came over, back up a bit, I normally had a return ticket. But last year when I bought my ticket, I did some research to say sometimes it's cheaper to buy a ticket closer to the day you want to return. Well, I thought, okay, I'll just buy one ticket. It's amazing how the universe lines up. But yeah, I didn't need the return ticket because I haven't returned home yet. So, and that's a whole nother ball game right now because I don't know when I'm going to go home. I really don't. There's more lockdowns coming back in Canada, especially. This is the 10th of October, 2020, and it's just like I'm all about freedom. I want people to have their own choice and be able to do what they feel is good for them and not being ordered around. So that's me. If you want to be dictating to someone what they should be doing in their life, yeah, don't talk to me, please. And you probably won't be listening to this channel anyway. So yeah, so it just seems to be getting more tyrannical. I got family back home, and so I really don't know what. I don't know. I want to stay informed, but then some days I don't want to stay informed because all it does, it brings up more negative stuff coming out in myself, and I get the fear porn going, and so it's not very hospitable to the mind, put it that way, at times. So I understand where it is, and I take certain information that I treat it like a book kind of thing. Like if I see this information that I might need to know, okay, this like a title of a YouTube story. I don't go into the story. I'll just kind of put it on the shelf, and if I ever think I need that information, I know where to find it. If it could be relevant to me in the future. So yeah, but just getting back to the whole. So I've been over here in Vietnam, and then I'm over here trying to need to generate income and as well. So that's a bit of a challenge too at times, but I'm not going to live in fear. I'm just going to move forward because I don't want to go back to a place right now that's not very hospitable to foreigners, or even not foreigners, but people coming back into their country. And that's not just Canada. I think that's U.S. and Europe too. And Australia. That's another story in itself about all the crackdown on this Corona thing, and everybody talks about cases. I don't really care about cases. Who cares? It's a death rate is what we were caring about, and the survival rate is 95.5%. And CDC has published an article too saying that it had to readjust its numbers. So yeah, I'm not going to get any more in details about the whole the virus thing. But so anyway, for me, I'm over here. I'm obviously dealing with certain aspects of like I'm away from family. I'm been separated, divorced, whatever you want to call it, for the last 4 years or more. And so I'm just moving forward with my life. And so get back to my youth a wee bit, and I think that's coming out in me is when I was growing up with my parents at the time. We lived on a farm, and back in the 70s and 80s, it was really, we went through we weren't dirt poor, don't get me wrong, we weren't dirt poor at all, but we weren't, it was always, I always had that over the head, well, we could lose the farm, sort of thing. The farm could go bankrupt because of the price of the hogs at the time, and the economy wasn't too good, as you know, in the 80s. The 80s, they had a fairly big recession. So then that always, the parents always would talk about that. You would hear about it or be told about it, and of course you're a young teenager at the time or becoming a teenager, and you hear about all this stuff. And I think it translated into a lot of anxiety for me going into the future when I become more of a young adult, and then everything else. And that's stuff I'm struggling with. I need to. Well, I shouldn't. I have settled that, but you know it's still in the back of your mind. So you always got to remind yourself that that was a learning experience in the past. So yeah, and then just in the last 4 years between being here in Vietnam and going through being single now, and not being married, and just change a job, everything. Yeah, it's just it was a very simple. It was a simple process for me because like I said back before with the financials when I was a teenager, and then now moving forward here, I had to make a decision to get out of Dodge, so to speak, and it was just do I want to keep doing the same thing over and over again and expect a different result? And where I was at the time, I was told, well, if you don't change, where do you see yourself in 1 year, or 2 years, or 5 years, or 10 years down the road? And yeah, like it kind of really puts it really puts some light on the situation on you, because you need to make that decision to move. Sure, it's obviously going to be difficult at the beginning to make that decision, but I always look back and say, look, if I don't do this, I'm going to be just as miserable or angry or upset or in the same situation, and that I want to change. And if you want, so let's get to the problem here, and not the problem. The answer is people now are in North America and Europe are stuck, or sometimes stuck in their homes and are stuck with their families or under stress. So you need to make a decision. You need to make a decision if that's what you want to continue doing. Being stuck in your home. If that's what you want and you're getting along, great. But if you need to adjust yourself physically, as in your home, you need to really look back, because you really got to look at that, because going forward, according to the so-called health experts, which I don't have a lot of faith in right now, they're talking more lockdowns, everything else. So you need to decide: do you want to be where you are, or do you want to move? Yeah, it could be difficult, no question about that. It could be difficult to up and leave your partner or leave your family or anything else. And I'm not saying you should move out of the country, and mind you, some people are, because they can see something not good coming down the future. But maybe it's just moving out of the house. First you got to move out of the house, or move to a different county or city, or just maybe just a different part of the city, just to get yourself to reevaluate yourself and reevaluate your situation and everything else. So obviously there's going to be issues that maybe won't be simple for some people, because combined income, everything else. So, but as I said at the very beginning, well, not the beginning, but if you keep doing the same thing over, is anything going to change? If you're miserable now, and things aren't good now, where do you think they're going to be in 1 month, 1 year, 2 years from now? They're going to be the same. They're going to be the same unless you absolutely do something different and change. And everybody's going to say, well, Rich, what are you going to do? What can I do? And everything else. And that's scary to a lot of people. And you have to have faith in yourself and everything else. And one thing, like I said, I got this report. It's called the Life Optimization Report. It kind of focuses you on where you need to go and focus your energies on yourself. I'm not talking about career path. It kind of gives you an idea what type of area you should be into, but not specifics. So it's a very good report. It's called, and check it out, lifeoptimizationreport.com, lifeoptimizationreport.com. And I have a book called Operate at Your Peak. Email me at courageousrich@gmail.com if you want to know more about that. And I'm going to be coming out with a course too to help people deal with this craziness that's going on. So that is in the works. I'll let you know more. But yeah, this is not very could be not be a happy times moving ahead. I like to be more positive and know what I can do for myself going forward, and not worry about about the bad, but only control what you can control, and that's you. So anyway, I'm Richie Rich, Creative Peaceful Consultant, and we will talk to you later. Bye for now.